Welcome back to polepoliticking.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you go on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Play. Type in Pole Politicking. Listen to our interviews since 2008. 1212 and place to be with my homie Amani Roberts. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm great, man. You grew as an overall human being since I met you. You're a DJ now, professor. So now you wrote a book, so you're doing big things. When I first met you, I just remember you as you was in a hotel. You was VP in a hotel. And
Yeah. We're from Marriott. Yeah. You were one of the first ones to help me out with my podcast, and now that's just grown and grown. So I appreciate it. I always give you a shout out. I always give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, appreciate it. I was gonna say so. I wanted to bring you on. Congrats about your book, your DJs Mean Business.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
It's on Amazon, but where else is it on? It's just on Amazon right now.
Amazon, Apple Books, Barnes and Nobles, anywhere you would get your books, it's there. And the Audible version will be coming out probably the next 3 or 4 months. I got to get back in the studio and record some of that, but it's anywhere you can get a book. Kindle, Amazon, wherever you buy them, and hopefully soon it'll be in some bookstores soon too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because I really want to tell you, because usually I kind of like speed read. I ain't gonna lie, so that's why I was like, it'd be better for me to get Audible, but I ain't want to tell you that. Yeah. But I was like, I don't even read like that no more. So like I said, I sped read it twice, but I don't just sit there and really read. Like I just, you know how they tell you speed read, so that's just how I read everything. But it'll be best for me to read Audible, because then I'll listen to it better. Probably.
The good thing about Audible is I'm going to put some couple extras in there, some bonus material, maybe a couple little interviews after each chapter as well. So I'm planning some good things to make Audible even more of like a second edition, bonus edition as well.
That's good. So what motivated you to make the book?
There was a couple reasons. I wanted to show people and tell my story about how I know that DJs are more than just people that push buttons and play records. We're extremely talented people. We have to quadruple task during any specific gig, whether it be, playing a song, queuing up the next song, making sure we take requests, making sure the equipment's going well. And then on top of that, we have to be very emotionally intelligent, because we have to be able to read a room and just adjust with the mood and keep the crowd going. And that's not a very easy skill to attain, and it takes a lot to maintain it as well. So I wanted to show people that. I also want to tell people kind of my story and share it, because the goal is really to become a thought leader in the DJ and music space. And so writing a book is a good way to do that. So I was able to get that accomplished. And then I do like to write. So I wanted to test this out, see if I could actually write a book, see if I could do it. I can. So now that opens up a whole world of other possibilities for me as well.
But I see a whole, you can actually, that DJ Means Business, you can kind of use that as a whole brand now. That's a whole, you can open that up all the way. It's open now.
Yeah. Actually, my friend DJ Flossie, I talked about the book. She was really encouraging me to work on getting some merch. So we're going to work on some merch in the next kind of week or so and do that and just keep rolling with it. I got the website already, DJsMeanBusiness.com. So I'll work on that too. So it's just a whole effort. The first step is really writing the book, releasing it. We had the book launch on Thursday, and now just building on top of it. Like I have a course that I'm doing that's called DJs Mean Business, kind of a play off the name as well. So just really trying to build on top of it now that the book is out.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you, you kind of went into the process of the book, but you kind of went into that. But how long did it take to write the book? And actually, I guess this whole process, how long did it take you?
I started writing in like August of 2018. I was at Camp Spinoff, where I volunteered. It's a DJ camp for kids. I was writing in the mornings before the kids woke up. I started there. I probably finished the first draft like March. So it took me a good 7 months to write it. And of course I was procrastinating a lot as well too, because just some weeks you just kind of keep pushing it off, and a little fear creeps in and that. So eventually I was able to get everything done, 36,000 words in March. Then they sent it to an editor. Editor really did a great job editing it, took a lot of stuff out. She encouraged me, 2 really great pieces of advice she gave me. She told me to write by using the 5 senses. I can't remember all the 5 senses, but like sight, smell, hearing, and there's a couple of feel, touch, and all that. Mm-hmm. And also to really kind of be careful about putting specific song names in the book, so the book can be timeless. because I had a lot of songs in there that might be relevant today, but they wouldn't be relevant in 2 or 3 years. So that was good advice. So she kind of cut it down, told me to add more. So she kind of chopped it down and added about 5,000 or 6,000 more words. Then we sent it to another editor who looked through it. And then we worked on the table of contents. We worked on that. And then a couple proofreaders got to it. So by November, it was done. Then we worked on the cover. So did the cover, and we kind of tied up the cover, and everything with the cover was done like late December, early January. And then it took 3 months kind of to get everything processed, posted, up on Amazon, coming soon. And it came out this past Tuesday, April 14th.
Yeah, that's good though, because you actually had a lot of editors and proofreaders looking at it. Because I know a lot of people, they just say, "Oh, I'm gonna do a book," and they just self-publish it, and it's basically they just wrote it and just.
Yeah. So of course I had to invest in myself and pay for the assistance, but it was invaluable. I had a writing coach that's part of the system I bought, and Tim is his name. He was great. He really talked to me about writing it and telling a story throughout the whole time, and that was helpful. And he kind of helped push me along, especially when I was slipping and maybe delaying writing it because life gets in the way. Because we're still working full time while I'm writing this book. It's not just I can just stop everything and write. And so I had a team of people and editors. So this definitely wasn't done alone. I had to invest in myself, but the end product, I'm very proud of it.
Now, do you write now? Are you still writing? Do you write every day? How often do you write?
So I'll do a little journaling. I read the Artist's Way, Julia Cameron. And so you do like your morning pages in the morning. So I try to get 1 or 2, just kind of unloading what's in my mind every morning. Sundays I take a break, but every morning I'll do that. And then I've got another topic I'm thinking about writing for a second book. So I'm going to start to kind of organize and figure out a plan of attack for that. And so it's a good exercise. It's a good muscle to exercise daily if you can. And it's just helped me out tremendously.
Then what was your favorite part of the book?
Favorite part of the book, it's this one chapter I talk about how much I love slow jams, as you know, because you helped me out with Mirth Nadir, which is a slow jam request show. And so I talk about that and how I weave slow jams both into my DJ sets towards the end, but also how slow jams bring up nostalgia. And you'll notice many of the most successful businesses use nostalgia to reinvent themselves, to get in touch with different like age groups as well. And so that's one of my favorite chapters. I just talk about that and how my love for slow jams began and how I tie it into business, normal businesses, and my DJ sets.
I was going to ask you, so it's kind of off topic, but how do you feel about, how Prince died? And Prince was like, I remember Prince writing Slave on his face. He didn't want nobody playing his music. Yeah. And now you hearing Prince music everywhere. I'm like, whoa, I know Prince wouldn't be wanting this song. And then I'm like, who is even getting that money now? So
it's probably going to his estate. I know as soon as he passed away, a couple of weeks later, his stuff started showing up on Spotify and Amazon and everything. So I'm sure he was really protective of his music. And it's whatever he wants. It's his music. He can do what he wants with it. I know that the game is changing, and a lot of artists are trying to be a little more open-minded about where their music is played, but it's his music. He can do with it what he wants. I respect the fact that he was one of the first artists to fight for his masters. He recognized the importance of owning his masters, and he kind of started the movement that a lot of the younger artists now are really kind of keeping up in terms of owning their own masters and really looking at the record label as a colleague instead of like a boss. Like, we can work together, we can sign, we can work together and you can help promote my album, but I want to own my masters because that's where the value is. That's where you get paid on both sides of it, whether you own the master or you're the songwriter. If you own and get both sides of the money, that's how you get really strong economically. Prince saw that early on, so I really respect what he started, the movement he started, and now many of the musicians nowadays are keeping that up.
But I even remember Michael Jackson saying something about it before he died, because I remember Michael was saying something about Sony. And then they was even saying that, I never saw the documentary, but I remember they was saying something about Sam Cooke. And all of a sudden when he started talking about his masters and stuff, he ended up missing. So, I don't know.
A lot of research to do, because that's where in the music industry, if you own your work, that's where you'll get paid long money, they call it, which is money that comes for years down the line.
And I was saying, so you've been in the game for at least a decade now. So what advice would you give the new artists? New artists and new DJs. So talk about artists and DJs. Give us both of them.
For new DJs, let's start with DJs. New DJs, just make sure you're starting and you want to learn DJing for the right reasons. Like, you know, it's okay to be the big person at a party or be the center of attention, but you really have to be DJing. I think if you love music, you want to share music with people, and you want to be able to take people on a musical journey. So I would say for new DJs, make sure you are doing it for the right reasons. And if so, just start. Like, I know you could be DJing in your bedroom, you could be going to DJing at parties, but just start somewhere and just keep at it. It won't always be like good days. There'll be some peaks and some valleys, but keep at it, keep practicing. I say definitely surround yourself with other DJs. Don't be afraid or view them as competition. It might be a little competition, but there's enough out there for all of us. So definitely partner with some other DJs, and that will help you in your career. I also say for newer DJs, try to find a professional association you can join, which will help expose you to other business people, so you can learn that way also. And just find your niche. Like me, like I said, I love slow jams. I can DJ anything. I can rock any kind of party. I love my slow jams. I do that. That's one of my things. Old school R&B, hip hop, funk. That's my kind of sweet spot. I love to live in that area. But of course, I can rock out anywhere. For musicians, I'm really passionate about this because I'm a professor at Cal State Fulton. We talk about music a lot there. I have a music industry club. I think always create, especially nowadays when we're going through, create more than you consume. Be open to collaborating with other people, whether it be songwriters, singers, producers. Collaborate often. Make sure you really study the business of music too. It's changing. Get your royalties, whether it be, domestic royalties, own and know about neighboring rights so you can get paid if your music, pops off in Brazil or Japan. So know all the stuff that you need to know to get all your music. It's okay to partner with a label, but it's okay to also do it yourself, if you have a good team. But just really be educated. You have to learn a lot in the music industry. So there's a side to it where it's like your craft, and then spend a lot of time learning and continue to learn, attend webinars, attend conferences. I'm a really big fan of ASCAP, although we had to postpone it this year. That's a valuable conference just to learn, meet people, listen to podcasts, and read books. The Walter, I think it's Passman book about everything you need to know about the music industry is a good start. So just continue to educate yourself. That's why I try to tell my young musicians.
Yeah, why is it important to create more than you consume?
I think now, when what we're going through right now, where there's a lot of fear and a lot of distress, that can really sap a creative's energy, and that can really leave you with no desire to create and no energy to create. And so I say, if you can focus and create, whether it be every day, you're writing lyrics, writing some music, and you can kind of stay away from the news. Of course, you need to know what's going on around where you are. But, just do that in small doses and really focus on creating. You'll be more positive. You'll find that at the end of this, what we're going through, you'll have a lot of good material coming out. And instead of just being stuck watching the news or kind of, doom and gloom, try to stay away from that. It's hard, but we as creatives thrive off being around other people. So if we can't be around a lot of other people because we're in shelter in place, we definitely have to try to create, write, do things, and really limit what we're consuming, because we want to stay creatively on a high level as much as possible.
And then you were saying your niche, as far as it's like the soul funk. So name your top 5 artists in that niche.
Oh man, Tina Marie, Rick James. I love the Gap Band. There's so many. I can't leave off any. I'm still a big Mariah Carey fan. Love her, old and new. I could go on for days. Brian McKnight. That's 5 right there. I mean, I could go on. Eric B. and Rakim, Houdini, some of my favorite, Ice Cube's hot, because he's been around for a while with NWA. He's another big one. I probably said Houdini already. Just, Gangstar, Guru. Like, we can keep going on and on. Tribe Called Quest, getting the hip hop right there. I mean, we could play that all day, and then, soul, funk. I mentioned a few already. Kashif quietly is one of my production mentors. He, in like the mid to late 80s, was the producer on pretty much every top 10 R&B hit that was in the top 10 for that category. And he was just an amazing producer. I read his book too. He's just want to sleep on. And then Babyface, when it comes to slow jams, I'm feeling Babyface as well too.
So did you watch the battle?
I did not watch that battle. I missed it, but I have to go back and catch the replay.
no, you don't.
I know. What happened? I saw some memes already.
They just, I don't know. I guess they don't really know how to use. Well, Babyface was cool because Babyface was just kind of in the studio. But Teddy Riley was trying to do a full-blown concert. He had mics and just amps and everything. So it was just everything was echoing really bad. And they paused it like twice to try to fix it, but it wasn't working. Then he was like, we'll come back at 7:30, 10:30 East Coast time, and Babyface can get back on. But it was horrible. It was like, first off, he's like, you don't use Instagram Live like that. Like, you know, you can't do a full-blown concert on Instagram Live. So it was like, the sound was really bad. But it was like, why didn't you just, you should have had that lined up before you even got on there.
But I mean, the beauty of Instagram Live is that it's not like a concert. Like you kind of showing it. It's like real. Like sure, there could be lighting might be off, and sure your sound or might not sound the best. But this is you. This is who you are without all the prep. Mm-hmm. So let's see the real you. I have a couple DJ friends are scared about going online because they're worried about the sound or the lighting. I'm like, just do it. Better to do it and try and learn than try to hide. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, so it was bad, and they actually giving him Jordan memes and everything. It was that bad. He's getting Jordan memes. Like it was.
Come
really
on,
bad.
He's got to come back strong. Then you get a second chance. Come back strong.
All right, then you was talking about your virtual book launch. So can people still watch it and check it out?
If you go to amaniexperience.com/book launch, the YouTube video is up there. It's 2 hours long. We go through the whole agendas at the bottom. Like there's a virtual bartender. I read. I have 3 performances, 3 singers. 2 of them were my students from Cal State Fullerton. I read from the book twice. I also take a lot of questions and answers. I DJ as well throughout the entire performance. So it just turned out really good. It wasn't perfect, but it still went really well. I'm really happy with how it did end up. And so, yeah, I'm just really pleased.
All right. So then what's next for you?
Well, next is book promotion. So getting the book out there, trying to get some speaking opportunities through the book, try to get people to buy the book and just, spread the word, keep sharing it. And then, I'm probably going to launch this course and the Audible version of the book soon as well. And just keep trying to keep on this momentum. And then eventually I'll start to figure out the second book's topic. I'll ask you about the topic because you would know. So the topic for the second book, I'm thinking is where have all the urban translation, where have all the Black R&B groups gone? If you look up now for a Black R&B group that's like R&B singing, like back in the days, Boyz II Men, Jodeci, Mint Condition, we have nothing like that now. Yeah. So where did they all go and what does the future hold?
I think take urban out and just say black.
There you go.
It'll probably sell better. But yeah. I was gonna say, actually, me and Leo we're doing a male R&B tourney right now.
Yeah, but you can't. There's no one from current day. Like
no, we didn't. I think like they was telling me it was funny because it was like, oh, why do you got these new school R&B groups in here? And I was like, who are you talking about? I was like, this is H-Town and Jodeci.
Exactly.
And Blackstreet and Tony Stoney. I was like, these are no new schools. These like 20, 30-year-old artists. So. Only new school I remember is like Pretty Ricky,
right?
A26, B2K,
and that's still.
But recently, I don't know the recently. I can't think of none of them right now.
Nothing. So like I have a couple research assistants at school. I'm going to try to find one more and then we have to do a lot of research and then I'm going to try to figure out how to attack it. But that's one topic that really excites me. And so I really want to write about that and see what we can find and what we can, maybe I can get him, on the phone or on a Zoom with like a Babyface and get his thoughts because he produced a lot of groups as well. I mean, he produced Boyz II Men's almost biggest hit, End of the Road. So figure out what their thoughts are. SWV, love them. There are no kind of groups like that. They don't stick around. Maybe they do one album like Danity Kane or I forget my other group's name, and then they break up.
I say take it back anyway. I mean, those artists are cool too, but I say try to go back, get the oldest artists that you can find. Yeah. So try to get the one of them Whispers and the Manhattans or even Temptations or Four, and chronologize it like that. Try to, that'll be cool too. That'll be dope. Yeah. You might want to make that as a video documentary or something like that too.
Yeah, turn the book into film. Yeah, definitely. That's a possibility. So that's the next project. I'll probably start to kind of map this out soon. We have a lot of time now. And we got to start the research and then plan it out from there.
It's funny though, when you think about it, you can even throw NSYNC in there and boys and New Kids on the block.
Yeah. Backstreet Boys too.
Yep.
Yeah. Old Town. Yeah.
That's where they went.
Yeah.
That's where they went. I wonder how many white R&B groups there are. I don't pay attention to them, but I wonder how many out. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the last one I interviewed was Brian Angel from Day 26. So that was like the last.
Yeah.
I don't really know nobody after that. And then this one guy, I just interviewed him. His name was Tommy G. He was on that it's like the same show that Pentatonic's on.
Not The Voice? Was The Voice or America's Got Talent?
I think it's like a acapella. It's like a quartet show or something like that. But yeah, he was in a group. And he was telling me about it. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to. Yeah, I don't know too many male R&B groups. I don't even know too many female R&B groups out now.
No,
all
they
going
don't.
away.
They're all single. They might collab. So if it's a trend, or let's just talk about it. Let's see what happened. Let's look at the history, because usually history is cyclical. So are they going to come back? This is probably the longest time we haven't had them around in many, many years. So let's talk about it.
All right. Well, I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
Hey, I'm always up to talking to you. Like I say, I always like to acknowledge you both when you're not around and when you are around. But thank you for, in 2008, it was April. It's almost 12 years to this date. You hopped on. We were on GarageBand. We were on the speakerphone. You helped me with my podcast, The Mercenary Deer Show. And since then, that was kind of right at the beginning of my DJ career. And because of the fact that you kind of pushed me after a game of Madden, here I am. Here I am today. So I always say thanks to Poe. I owe you a lot, and I'm just thankful that we're still in touch. 12, 13 years later, and appreciate it.
Yeah, we got to shout out Mr. Wrigley too.
Yes.
I would say but I really I don't know. I'm gonna ask you this the last question, then we wrap it up. But I know I really enjoy doing it. Like I really like podcasting and like the a lot of networking, good networking, a lot of people you meet, a lot of cool stuff. So I like it. I really like it. And in the conversations, I be like, even if I don't make money, all those conversations, I feel like that's money.
Yeah. Yeah. It's worth more than, a couple of dollars in your pocket, the knowledge, because, that's where you can really grow.
All right, man. So, can you tell them where to find you? And then I got one more question before that.
Okay.
Talk about, because I know you always talk about books. So what's your top 5 favorite books right now?
Ooh, okay. I mentioned one earlier, The Artist's Way. Anyone who's a creative, get that book, read a chapter a week, do all the exercises, and then you'll become transformed. I love that book. I try to read it once a year. Number 2, I love The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield. That's a quick, easy read. You can listen to it. You can read it. That's another great one there. Let me think here. I think Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert. That's a hot one too as well. I like that one a lot also. Just creative. She just talks about letting your creativity go out in the world. It's great. And then Rakim's new autobiography. I think it's called Don't Sweat the Technique, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one a lot too. Talks about his process. Really intelligent dude, great writer, and just how he would write and rhyme, and it's just unprecedented. That's one of my recent favorites. I finished that one in January, so just a couple months ago. That was a great one too. That's 4. Yeah, I think that's 4. I'm trying to think what else. In terms of fiction, I really love, recently I read this whole series, the Will Trent series by Karen Slaughter. It's really, really good book. Really good book. I think there's 10 of them now. I love that. That's one of my highest recommendation fiction. And then Shantaram. I think it's Gregory David Roberts. It's about 1,000 pages. It's a phenomenal fiction story. So I gave you 6. I could talk about them all day. And then, the bonus would be my book, DJs Mean Business.
Then you left me what part I liked of the book. I mean, but
yes.
You should already know what part I liked of the book. So,
well, tell me. I want to know.
But what part you think I like?
I don't know. There's so many parts. I'm not sure. You got to tell me.
I like the part you was talking about Murph Day there. That's the part I like.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the part I like.
Yeah. So cool. Well, you can find me, like you asked, at Amani Experience on all the platforms. So it's at M as in Mary, N as in Nancy, I Experience. You can find the book on Amazon. Just look up DJs Mean Business. You can buy it there. If you want to get a special offer, like when you buy the book, I send out some special perks and everything. You can text DJ AMRO, so DJ AMRO to 33777, and that will get you some free stuff. And that's it. I think Amani Roberts on LinkedIn. What else? I think that covers it.
All right, man. I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
For sure. Thanks for having me, and just congrats and keep it going.
You still playing soccer?
Yeah, I still play soccer a couple of days a week. So I do that, try to get some exercise, go running, although no soccer now because we're on lockdown. But do that. I still, for video games, I still like, right now I'm playing MLB The Show. So baseball game, which I like, is fun. So I do that one on PS4. And that's pretty much it. So my podcast, the Amani Experience podcast, we're about to release episode 139 this week. So yeah.
I don't see the dog no more. What happened to the dog?
The dog, she's here. She's walking around somewhere.
All right, cool.
So yeah.